Protein, glycogen, and triacylglycerol, which are the stores of food in our body, right? This is how we can store food in our body. This is the integrated pathway which tells us how ATP can be produced from the body when we are not having any food from outside. Okay, when there is no dietary intake, during that time, how protein, glycogen, and triacylglycerol can release energy. So protein converts to amino acid, glycogen to glucose 6 phosphate, triacylglycerol to fatty acid. ATP is produced from them. Protein can be degraded into amino acid and amino acid into urea. Glycogen to glucose 6 phosphate. Glucose 6 phosphate can be converted to pyruvate. Pyruvate to acetyl-CoA to citric acid cycle. And then ATP is produced. Triacylglycerol produces fatty acids. And fatty acids can be converted to acetyl-CoA and ketone bodies. And then ATP can be produced. So if we do not have a dietary intake and we can't get energy from the food which we eat, that means we are not eating food. This comes under the situation when a person is starving and has to rely on the food storage present inside the body only. So then what happens? The glycogen stores which are present in liver and skeletal muscle, they will convert into glucose 6 phosphate to pyruvate. In this process, ATP will be generated and rest of the ATP will be generated by citric acid cycle. Similarly, triacylglycerol, when it converts to fatty acid converts to acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA undergoes citric acid cycle again and ATP is produced. So if you can see from all the three macromolecules, the storage molecules, protein, glycogen, and triacylglycerol, acetyl-CoA is being formed. Right? This acetyl-CoA is entering the citric acid cycle every time. So the final product of all the catabolic reactions will be acetyl-CoA, and this acetyl-CoA is going to enter citric acid cycle, and then it is going to release energy in the major form. Rest, glycogen, when glucose converts to pyruvate, some small amount of energy is produced. When beta oxidation takes place, that is fatty acids, when they convert into acetyl-CoA, then also small amount of energy is produced. So the big amount of energy is produced only through citric acid cycle. The pathways which we have mentioned above, few organs are involved. Kidneys, brain, adipose tissue, muscle and liver. As I discussed with you that liver can be stored only in liver and muscle. That's why we are discussing liver and muscle. Besides, adipose tissue stores triacylglycerol and so on. So that's why these organs are involved. When we are exercising and the body depletes in oxygen because of vigorous exercise, so the source of energy which is left is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is only limited to glycolysis. We do not have access to citric acid cycle in anaerobic respiration.